Before I start the video, I'd like to say thank you to the channel members. No running in my lobby, Fluffy Chuff Nuffles, Elias IDK, Annette Fisher, Steve Hughes, and the Yabbick. Click the join button, become a decent human today, sign up today. So when you click the join button, okay, you're doing a lot more than just supporting the channel and helping free up more of my time to do more of this kind of content and possibly do cooler stuff. You're also gaining the title of decent human. Literally. You can go brag about it to everybody you know and tell them, hey, look, right next to my name, I got the little symbol, and it means I'm a decent human, even as I punch you in the face. So, that being said, full disclaimer, do not just go punch someone in the face because you're a decent human, unless they deserve it. Anyway, that being said, hello, everybody. What is up? So, I'm doing something we haven't been doing for a hot minute on the channel. We're checking out some military content. And so let's see what's going on here. So it says, U.S. Special Operations soldiers try Airsoft and destroy everyone. MG4 plus MK18 gameplay. So MG4 plus Mark 18? Oh, I think they're describing the actual weapons being utilized. That's what I think they're doing. And just to clear it up for a lot of people, because a lot of people just they don't seem to understand that, you know, special operation. So it probably would have been better to just say Spec Ops, keep it short and simple. But that's pretty much anybody in the SOCOM community who's done stuff with JSOC. If you're part of some kind of special unit in the military, you fall under special operations. You're there some kind, whether you be SWIC, you know, whether you be combat controllers, or, you know, pretty much y'all know the names of everybody, right? Rangers, MARSOC, Raiders, Special Forces, Detachment Delta, CAG, you know, all them guys. Navy SEALs, DevGru, all them guys, they all fall under the umbrella of Spec Ops, Special Operations. They aren't specifically by themselves just one special operation. Okay? just so we're clear. All right, so y'all ready? I think I'm ready. Let's see how my fellows do.
Nicely done. Cow.
That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty cool. But here's my thing. Okay? In real life, I'm really not gonna try to do a one-man breach unless I have zero choice. And I've said this many times over again, and I'll keep on saying it. If you have to end up clearing anything by yourself, shit's gone south in a huge way. A really huge way. I don't care how good you are. I don't care how well trained or prepared you are for it. The fact that that becomes a necessity, you know, at that point, you're just not even trying to think of what's next. You're just acting. And at that point, you're just waiting for when you buy it, essentially. You're just pushing through until either you're done or you're done. And if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But I gotta say, it is beautifully done, though. He does an excellent job. He engages as soon as he sees targets. He's got PID right there through that narrow little, through the narrow amount between the opening and the two corners of the door. Beautifully done. I'll give that to him.
Nicely done. Cow.
Beautifully done. Beautifully done. He even after he hit the first guy, okay, so Okay, I'm trying not to break that down too hard. But even after he hit like certain targets, he transitioned over to hit the targets behind them as well. So there was a guy he shot, and there was a guy right behind him who was kind of staggered off to one side. And after he engaged the dude up front, he transitioned and then engaged the guy behind him as well. Not trying to shoot through the dude, because more often than not, the rounds are not going to go through. Depending on what type of gear they're wearing, or there's a chance of you just hitting straight up bone. So unless you're using like APT of some kind and you're putting a lot of rounds down, you don't want to take the chance of having to shoot through someone else to hit somebody, right? You want to transition. You want to get an angle of some kind and start putting rounds on the secondary target. So beautifully done. Beautifully done.
Take care of the building. Hey!
That dude did not see that kind of a transition coming. He was not ready to engage. He thought he was. But he was not ready to engage. Let's see that again. He pies the corner.
Wait, what color are you, dog?
He pied the corner, and he was already on target by the time the other dude was raising. The other dude was basically a soul. He was basically a soul the whole time. Basically, he was at like more of like an improvised port carry than anything else. He was not ready to engage. He was not ready. Oh, man.
Oh, brother.
Hello, motherfucker.
Go. James, I'm in.
I'm hit.
That's damn good. That's damn good. My only problem is that unfortunately, we're only seeing it from his angle. I'm not seeing what the rest of the team is doing. Because right now it looks like, someone's already holding down an angle, or that's somebody they engaged already and he's dead technically. But I think that's actually a part of their team. He's holding down the corner so the rest of the team can transition off of him, use him as an anchor point to affect engagement of the building. And then there's an open door here. I assume he's covering this. I assume he's covering this and he's looking at it. His other part of the team probably came in this way. Probably. And then he just full foots it to the other side. I don't know if these buildings are separated like that, but he did a one-man breach again. I think. That's what it looks like. I didn't see anybody else, but they probably flowed in behind him and were just checking where he was. So yeah, they were probably confirming, doing confirmation of spaces he went through.
James, I'm in.
So all he's doing is he's just, communicating with the team. I'm in. Okay. The only one who's going to be saying that is going to be him. Okay. So you don't have to worry about communication at that point. But yeah, it looks really good. Although I think he ignores his door to his left, which would kind of annoy me. But I mean, maybe what they're doing is that they're specific to the building, and there's zero chance of any enemy presence outside the building. So maybe that's how they're operating.
I'm hit. Yeah, thank you.
Here.
Dude, super fast, super aggressive, really well done. Personally, like I said, I would never do like a one-man clear front. I'd never do it if I had a choice. Now, there have been a few times where I've been forced into situations where that was a necessity. Yes. Was it fun? Hell no. It was not fun. nothing is more terrifying than being separated from your team. I can't think of anything else except for maybe knowing that one of you is separated from the team. And that's another thing that's a terrifying. That's just terrifying. So yeah, like really well done, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Very run and gun. You know, you want to talk about run and gun. There you go. But very well done, very well executed. And I'm guessing they're operating within very, very limited parameters for this milsim, right? That's what I think it is.
What color are you guys?
Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm playing Airsoft at the Guardian Training Center located in Perry, Georgia, alongside my friends from the 75th Ranger Regiment, which is an elite special operations light infantry unit within the United States military that's been featured in many popular video games such as Medal of Honor 2010 or the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 campaign. I'll be using the new Elite Force MG4 AEG LMG, which is
Okay, so he was literally describing the weapons loadout he's using. Okay.
basically just a stock LMG inside a really nice licensed MG4 body, while my friend, whose perspective you'll be seeing, will be using my Mark 18 upgraded by Umbrella Army. We'll be working together as a team to push up and capture various objectives, which will demonstrate how effective the support role can really be when you're surrounded by people who know what they're doing, utilizing things like basic teamwork, shooting, and movement. I'll be breaking this video series up into multiple videos just due to the overwhelming fact of how much footage I got from this game.
So far, I think just from the start of the video, shit's legit. But yeah, I thought it was just gonna be like a compilation of like showing them using the different weapon systems, but apparently not. But yeah, dude, you want to get pulled out of a bad situation? Rangers all the way, son. Rangers are 10th Mountain Division. Those were like our go-to guys overseas the entire way. Didn't pair up with nobody else because, well, nobody else was up to the level to come and get anyone else, right? They didn't have that capacity. Some might argue, oh, what about Airborne? What about 173rd and 101st and what about the good old-fashioned 82nd Airborne? Didn't really work with them. I've only peripherally, operated in the same, occupied like the same spaces they have. Never really worked with them directly and haven't heard too many stuff about them. So, but go-tos for me were like 10th Mountain and Rangers. Those are my guys. But yeah, so far, I mean, that's pretty cool though. That's pretty cool. For a lot of people who want to get like really good, they want to get really good training. There's a lot of milsim out there. All you gotta do is look up, milsim training near me. Google, y'all. Google, okay? And there's a ton of guys from Spec Ops, infantry, every stripe of military personnel are doing milsim. You want to get some, good basic military training, or you want to get on that advanced level without having to, put all the money into like real life ammo and UTM and all that kind of stuff, then milsim's definitely the way to go. And, it's already well known now that what you do in Airsoft can translate over to live rounds. It can. There's a lot of people who argue against it, but look, okay, we used UTM for a lot of our training, and you can get UTM for pretty much any caliber. Almost any caliber. Almost, okay? Almost. So yeah, you want some really good, decent basic training? Go to almost any milsim. Almost any of them. and you want to get even more advanced training, you know, find guys who are like former Navy SEALs, Ranger Regiment, you know, 10th Mountain Infantry, you know, just some guys who are in that ground force community, essentially, is what I call it, because I don't exclude everyone. Find someone like that. And do training with them. Go shooting with them. Have them teach you stuff they know. Or there's guys like Mike Glover with Fieldcraft and Survival who do the exact same kind of thing, right? So yeah.
Played for 2 days, including a night game, which, if you stick around to the end, I'll include some night game footage for the first time with some gameplay recorded through my friend's night vision. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Let's get behind this bus and just kill those fuckers. Yeah, you do.
Alright, I'm gonna swing right into engage.
We're friends.
He's around the ladder corner.
Okay, so really good, you know, situational awareness. They're not just looking down, because these guys are deliberately stepping it, right? And as soon as he sees his target up there, he's engaging. All right, this is something that unfortunately not everybody's trained on. Not everybody. So like if you take like your regular troops on the ground, a lot of them are not, you know, due to, we call them rangeisms, which are so annoying. They're so annoying, but we call them rangeisms. And, you know, basically rangeisms is like stupid rules on a range, right? Because you want to operate safely, but there's only so much safety to be had when you're doing training, right? Unless you're only using UTM and you're only using like an equivalency, like the freaking laser tag shit we used to use, which everybody hates that shit. But yeah, part of one of the rangeisms that happens across the force is like you're not allowed to shoot on the move, or like you're not allowed to shoot until you're set and all that kind of stuff, right? But that doesn't translate well to reality. That's why we call them rangeisms. If you see somebody and they're peeking you and you're trying to move to them, you better start shooting. Because if not, they're probably going to hit you first, right? But yeah, beautifully executed movement. They're really giving the hustle. And you know, as a support dude, he's being very cognizant that he's the one who's locked onto that entrance. Everybody else is going to scoop around and they're going to get onto that wall. And he's going to back up from that point once we get to the breach point.
He's around the ladder corner.
Now, what he's doing right now is basically suppressing fire. Good shit. Really good shit. He's doing suppressing fire, keeping them pinned on the other side of the door. As soon as he stops engaging, the rest of the team's going to come in. And they're going to start laying it down. And yeah, there you go. There you go. Now, a lot of people get mad because of, well, certain things. But a lot of people will probably get mad because they were moving across still. And then he helped engage the second target, right? You know, but they were like a little bit off of where he was engaging the second target. Now, yes, is that dangerous? Of course. Of course it's dangerous. But everything you're doing is dangerous. That's where it comes down to individual training, right? Individual training. If I see that my guy, you know, has now engaged somewhere else, but someone is about to engage him, I don't have any choice but to take the dude out. I don't, all right? And you can train for that. But as long as there's a decent amount of space, and you know where your guys are going to move to, you know what your SOPs are as a team, you've worked together forever, you're really niche with it, then he knows that everyone's going to continue moving this way. He knows that. So he knows he can engage the second target because his battle buddy's moving out of the line of fire.
Right? Right?
Roger. All right. If we rush right there, there's cover. Are you ready? Yep. It looks empty. Pull security, pull security. This is work. Oh, I got it.
I like what he says there. This is work. I like it. Love it. Love it. Good job, though. Good job. It looks clear, but now, you know, of course, they gotta secure both breach points if they can with limited personnel. Not my cup of tea, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? You got to adapt in this situation. But then again, you know, it's Milsim, so it's not too serious. But they're treating it very strongly like it's serious due to the TTPs we see employed, right? Like they're as serious as they can be. And they're having fun. Although, like, me personally, like, you know, seeing those buildings in the distance with all those open windows, and there's a platform over here somewhere, that's going to make me really nervous. It's really hard to get out of the mindset where it's like, okay, this is our limited engagement area. We know they can't hit us from a certain distance. There you go. But, I mean, for me, that'd be hard to switch off. But these guys are doing a hell of a job with that one.
Good. Hey, let's go.
Of course they're not paying attention. These poor guys are just like, they're just doing the basics and that's it. You know, like, come on, y'all. Come on. You know, okay, so this is where situational awareness comes in on the part of the Op 4, right? On the part of the Op 4, situational awareness means you want to check inside and outside. You're not just one-dimensional security. You're not. Because even though you know you have battle buddies, you've got, you know, people on the inside, you want to continually check on those people. You want to make sure that there's no communication mishap, there's no lack of communication, actually would be preferable. You know, so I'm surprised they don't have any kind of like comms or basic comms of any kind to like, you know, get into communication and be like, hey, you know, everything good in there or not? You know, what's the situation? But there's none of that. These guys have zero situational awareness. Zero. They they got popped from behind within their own spot, right? Sad.
Hey, they made us.
Back and around?
Yeah.
But we changed the flag, so Milsim.
These guys are doing work. They're doing work.
They're gonna come in.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm covered in ants. That's what that is. I was like, what the f is biting me up right now?
God.
Come on.
Oh shit. Oh Jesus.
He's got ants everywhere, apparently. That's awesome. Oh, shoot. What's up with my audio? What's up with my audio? My bad. That's weird. My audio swapped over, and I don't know why. That was interesting. Okay, it should sound a lot better now. But yeah, he's got ants everywhere. Hey, putting in work, right?
That feeling you get when your best buddy puts his hand on your thigh.
God. Take your shirt off. Take your shirt off.
That's the feeling of driving a Ford truck. Ford. No girls allowed.
I got eye pro on. I'm good.
First one right here. One back to the
Yeah, it's a big one, man.
Yeah.
Here, hand this to me. Somebody hand this to me.
Hey, I got it.
Good old PLF. he straight up PLF'd his way down with his weapon. I've done that a time or two, although it can be kind of painful sometimes, depending on the terrain. But this is soft grass, so they don't gotta worry about that shit. But I'll tell you what, having to PLF off of a rock wall, and then there's like a bunch of rocks below it, and you PLF, and you feel that shit like digging into your shoulder and, you know, into your ribs as you're rolling down, and you're like, ugh, huh. But PLF.
Yeah.
First and second window on the left.
Yeah. Cover this.
Okay, got it.
Go.
Okay, so this is what we saw in the beginning. So that's what was going on. They had one side of the building was suppressed while they were moving up, and then the rest of the team entered the building. So that's what happened. Okay, and you saw how he engaged the first guy in the window. He knows that everybody in there is hostile, right? He knows that for a fact. So as soon as you see the guy in the window, pop him.
Vince, I'm in.
Oh, fuck. I'm hit. Yep, thank you.
Dude was like, oh, F. I'm hit.
Here.
Thank you for hitting me center mass. Thank you.
Right on the right window. He's looking at me. He's in deep. Here!
Searching angles. So this is something that if you're like a serious if you're like a really, really serious like gamer, you'll probably understand certain things, right? There's something called reset of engagement. Now we don't call it that in the military. We don't call it that. We don't say reset the engagement. Essentially we just fire and maneuver, and that's that encompasses pretty much everything we're doing, right? And at this point, what they're doing is that they're trying to fire and maneuver. They're trying to get a different angle on these dudes. There's no point in pushing a very bad angle, okay? If those guys are on that corner and they own that corner, I'm not going to try to force that corner. I'm going to try to find a different angle to get to that corner, right? To engage them from an angle they're not going to see me coming from or won't expect me to come from, right? And that's, fire and maneuver. That's what we're doing.
What do you want to do? Go outside the wall?
You suppress left side of the window, and I'm gonna jump.
So basically, a lot of people, some people have like, I don't know what it is, because like there's a lot of guys who are from regular forces who are regulars, and they're like, I'm not going to be talking while I'm trying to execute this because I've pre-planned everything out, right? Well, here's the thing: nothing will survive engagement with the enemy. The enemy will always do stuff you don't expect, for the most part, depending on what it is. But yeah, so essentially what's going on in the building is that they've hit a bit of a spot. They're like, well, okay, there's this guy over there, but we don't have an immediately good, avenue of approach. We don't have one immediately off the top. So do a hasty plan, okay? Hasty plan. Okay, where do you want to go? You want to go from that direction, or I'll go from here, you go from there. Okay, communicating what you want to do and then committing to it, right?
Stop shooting, stop shooting, stop shooting.
Go.
Nicely done.
There you go. We saw that earlier, I believe, in the highlight reel. Again, I love that. I love that. Here, let's look at that again, okay? They do the hasty plan, right? Because they're trying to figure out how to attack this other building, and then there's another dude that they're trying to keep engaged while they're trying to transition to another building. And then he's firing, right?
And I'm gonna jump.
Stop shooting, stop shooting, stop shooting.
And then, he tells the gunner, he's like, stop shooting. He knows that the gunner knows they're both going to go through. And so, exactly what happens. So, they pop out, and he returns to support, right? Now, there's quite a few people who are going to be from who are regulars, who are going to be like, I don't know if I would do that. But then again, like I said, they're doing what they are with what they have, and they are employing tactics that they would use. They are employing, TTPs that are proven, effective, and are obviously working, especially in Milsim.
Go.
Good hustle, good hustle. Okay, good hustle. Now, a lot of people have a problem. I don't know why, because I've had people like, because I myself, I go and train with people, and I train certain types of people as well, and a lot of them have contention with like mobility. They're like, I want to be careful, I want to be cautious, which that's all fine and good depending on what's going on, right? But mobility is damn near, if it's not everything, it's damn near everything. You want to be highly mobile. You want to be fast as you can be. Okay? And these guys are using superior mobility to the nth degree. These guys train for stuff like this day in and day out. That's their life, right? It's our life. Okay? And then, I'll like be training people for certain things. I can't give away too much, but I'll be training people and they'll be like, but, what if this or that happens? And I'm like, well, at this point, what's going on is that you want to carry your momentum forward. You want to keep hold of the initiative. You want to keep control of the engagement as much as possible. And a huge amount of that is your mobility. Okay? The more mobile you are, and the faster that you can find different avenues of approach, the faster that you can engage from somewhere else, the faster that you can move from one objective to another, The faster you could do it, the faster you can engage. The faster you can do PID. The faster that you can do your assessment of a situation, the more effective and the more control of an engagement you're going to have. That's me trying to put it very simply. So yeah, these guys are going highly mobile the whole way. Highly mobile, very aggressive. And like I said earlier, he gets into the building. He knows this building is nothing but bad guys. He knows that. So he's jumping in and he's engaging bad guys. Like I said much earlier, as soon as he sees someone just loitering, he knows that's a threat. He knows that's a threat. He's already done the assessment in his head and everything. This all happens in like seconds, barely seconds. Okay? And he's already engaged. Highly mobile, very aggressive.
Nicely done.
You clear here?
Good, clear. I'll trade you.
Yeah, you too, man.
I like how he's like, even though he hit the other dude first, the other dude still shot him, but he was like, I'll trade you.
Hey, Jack!
Yeah, can I get a pic real quick?
Sure, I just died.
Rip.
Medic! Tan medic!
Pull me!
Fucking God.
I thought you were strong!
And now they're doing, now they're trying to do evac. They're trying to do casualty evacuation, essentially. I thought you were strong. God, I miss them times.
Look at that shit, my boy. Look at that shit, my boy. Oh, Lord.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Right there, that window by the door. Right there. Got him, nice shit.
Oh, they're pushing on the flag already. Yeah. Wow. They're pushing on our left right here. Hey, they're pushing on this outside wall. Yeah, we have to take this. We need to get guys. Yeah, all right. You guys want to go?
What's up, man?
Let's go. Let's go.
I love how immediately it seems like that's their first team, right? It seems like their first team immediately seized the initiative and started firing maneuver onto the next objective. So, good shit. Oh man, I like it. I love it. I would want some more of it. I like this. So there we go, folks. USSO, just say Spec Ops. U.S. Special Operations soldiers try to airsoft and destroy everyone. MG4 and MG4 and Mark 18 gameplay. Initially, when I saw gameplay, I was like, "Wait, is this actually like a new video game that came out?" Because usually that's what I'm familiar with when people say gameplay. But no, this is a milsim game. So okay, I get it. So what did y'all think? Me, I greatly enjoyed it. I tried to do a bare minimum of of trying to tell you guys like what I think, what my experience, is, and essentially to give y'all like a rough general rundown of things. There's probably going to be some people who are going to comment on this, or they're going to message me later on Instagram, some of my guys, and they're going to be like, hey man, you definitely missed a lot more stuff you could have explained. And I'm like, well, I mean, I did a rough draft. I tried not to make this too long, so, sorry. Sorry. You do it better than I did then. All right. So really cool, really fun to see. And this is about par for the course. This is just about par for the course. Then again, these guys are training for this kind of thing day in and day out. This is their life, essentially. So, yeah. But what did y'all think? Overall, good shit. Really good shit. They employed their TTPs damn near perfectly. They were highly mobile and aggressive, and they know what they're doing. This is what it looks like when you train to the nth degree and beyond it. That's what it looks like. So, that being said, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I greatly enjoyed this. It's a lot of fun. I can't wait for part 2. That'll be really awesome. But yeah, you end this like I usually do. Be good. Be safe. Make good life for yourselves. And I will see y'all in the next one. Last Cat Badger out.